Have you ever felt the desire to play a Yu-Gi-Oh deck from every letter? No? Well, that's too bad, because I have, which has led us to episode 3 of A to Z Yu-Gi-Oh! And the letter C, where there were a number of decks I could have chosen, such as Cyber Dragon or Chimera. But ultimately, we're running it up with Crusadia. Let's see this list and learn a bit about the strategy. While this is a dynamic deck capable of going first thanks to Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, when we get the option, we want to go second and play for that turn 2 OTK. The main deck monsters can all special summon themselves to a zone that a link monster points to, letting the deck achieve massive link climbing plays with minimal setup. And we frequently end on boards that can output massive damage. Now, to the individual cards. Starting us off, we have 3 Crusadia Maximus. This card can be special summoned from the hand in defense position to a zone a link monster points to, as we mentioned, and all of the rest of the Crusadia main deck monsters do the same thing, so I'm not going to say it each time. The special effect of this card is that you can target a Crusadia link you control, and when it battles an opponent's monster, battle damage is doubled. Really good effect for our OTKs. Next up is 3 Crusadia Arborea. We can special summon this card like I said, and if a Crusadia monster we control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, we can banish this card from the grave and protect that monster. We got 3 Crusadia Draco. We can special summon this card like all the others, and if it's normally special summoned to a zone a link monster points to, we can target a Crusadia card in our grave and add it back to our hand. Some great recursion. We have 3 Crusadia Leonis, who has the same special summoning mechanics, and its special effect is that we can target a Crusadia link and make it so that if it attacks a defense position monster, it does piercing damage. So, combine this with Maximus, and we can do double piercing damage. Pretty solid for our OTK, don't you think? And the only Crusadia that we're playing 2 of, because I don't think it's as helpful to the strategy as the others, Crusadia Reclusia, has the same special summoning mechanic, and when it's normal is special summoned to a zone a link monster points to, we can target a Crusadia card we control, and a card our opponent controls, and destroy both of them. So, while we can destroy their opponent's card, we have to get rid of one of our own, and that's not a great 1-for-1. We're running 3 Parallel Exceed, who goes great with the rest of the strategy, and I was going back and forth between 2 and 3. In fact, I think the screenshot a couple ago has 2 Exceeds. I ended up settling on 3 for enough of the gameplay though. We can special summon this card from our hand to a zone a link monster points to, and when we do so, we can special summon another one from our deck for 2 free special summons. Now, this is the Crusadia sauce. We're running 5 Kaijus and 3 Nibirus. All ways that we can out our opponent's monsters and set up zones the way that we want them, and making our OTK just a little bit easier while getting rid of pesky monsters that our opponent might try to use effects of. We're running each of the Crusadia spells at 1 of in Crusadia Testament, which we can either make it so our opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to Crusadia monsters, or after a damage calculation with a link monster, we can draw cards equal to that monster's link rating. Crusadia Power, which makes it so one of our Crusadia monsters is unaffected by card effects this turn. And Crusadia Revival, a major key in the OTK that gives all of our link monsters 500 attack and makes it so that we can target a Crusadia monster we control and it can attack all monsters our opponent controls once, which we can combine with our Leonis and our Maximus. We can be doing double damage and piercing and attack everyone. It's great. Another card that just gels super well with the strategy, World Legacy Succession, target a monster on our grave and special summon it to his own link monster points to. It's like the Crusadia special summon effect. 3 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. This allows us to destroy as many monsters on the field as possible and special summon a Kaiju to our opponent's side of the field as well as ours. Again, we can set up zones great for this, and it's kind of like a free body. Plus, we can banish this card from the grave and add a Kaiju from our deck to our hand in case we need some follow-up. We've got some pretty good 1-ofs as well in Lightning Storm and Harpy's Feather Duster, a way to just get rid of back row and our attack position monsters our opponent controls. Very nice. And the 1 Triple Tactics Talent, just another good general usage card. And we finished the main deck off with 3 Infinite Impermanence, just a good hand trap, avoids talents, avoids thrust, jam it in. In the extra deck, we're running 3 Crusadia Magius. Basically, the gist of this card is it gets us going with a Link 1, and when we special summon a monster to a zone this card points to, we can add a Crusadia from our deck to our hand. We've got Crusadia Regulus, our Link 2 Crusadia monster, and when a monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, we can add a Crusadia spell or trap from our deck to our hand. Now to the literal bread and butter of the OTK, we got Crusadia Equimax, who gains attack equal to the combined original attack of all monsters this card points to. So those 2 downward arrows and the one right across from it where we want to line that kaiju up. It also has the effect of once per turn being able to attribute a Crusadia it points to and destroy a card. But the big thing this does is enable our OTK. Then we've got our turn 1 guy, Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, who when it's special summoned, our opponent cannot target this card with card effects, and cannot target other monsters for attacks except for this one, but when it's in battle, it gains the attack of its opposing monster. So you just can't beat over it, and it's untargetable. We can pair this up with IP Masquerena, giving it even more protection, and we've also got an SP Little Knight in the deck, just a nice little generic card. We're not really going to be using it too much though. And a Win the Wind Charmer. We have some wind monsters in this deck. It can help us get bodies, can help us climb a little bit if we need it. Solid card overall, I suppose. We got a Nightmare Unicorn, another way to just disrupt our opponent while continuing to link climb as a Link 3. And our final Link monster, Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. Another potential way to go first, but we'd much rather go into Avermax. This is just kind of here in case we need it. We've also got 2 Xyz, 1 Baguska, just because, funny guy, he drunk. And a Dugaris, actually pretty important. We can make this card, and then we can skip the battle phase of our next turn, but double the attack of a monster we control, so we can pair him with our Equimax, with our Leonis, with our Maximus, with our Revival, and just imagine the damage. Yeah, we can do tens of thousands with this deck. And starting off in game 1, we've got a hand that I really like to see. 2 Crusadias is all we need for some combo, a Kaiju, and a Nibiru. Hopefully this Ogdadic player plays into it, because I totally know what Ogdadics do. So let's learn with me. We'll go Snake Lily of the Abyss. More cards I don't know what they do. Ogdadic Daybreak, this is 2 tokens, I know this. Here we go, 2 tokens. Zoha, don't know what you do. Oh, draw 1, discard 1, cool. Reptilian Spawn, 2 more tokens, and that's his 5th summon. Let's drop the rock on him. Nibiru, and his token has 0 attack, 0 defense. That's impressive. You don't see that very often. He does have a way to out it though, getting back into a little bit of engine here. We could be in trouble. Gets to add the Ogdadic Serpent Strike effect, and bring out Zoha, Xyzing into King of the Pharaoh Lynx, adding the Black Mamba, putting this in defense mode, cool. Ranking up into Xyz Armor Fortress, okay. Getting the trap, and then in our draw phase, he's gonna be able to activate this trap. We could have a game here. Oh wait, sorry, Full Armor Dark Knight Lancer. Get Kaiju. Now we can start going off. Magius, Special Summon Magius. Magius effect, adding the Draco, linking into Regulus. Special Summon Draco, Regulus effect and Draco effect, adding back the Leonis, and adding a Crusadia Revival. Let's make Equimax, Special Summon Maximus, doubling the battle damage, and activating Revival, giving 500. Word Legacy Succession, Special Summon Leonis. And now, let's just dissect what we're about to do to this guy. We have an 8600 Equimax, its battle damage just doubled, and it does piercing. Black Mamba, you are in danger. You are in so much danger. We enter battle and deal 15k. 15,000 with 1 Equimax, that's almost winning twice in one. 16k, we were 800 short of dealing 2 life points worth of damage. Crazy OTK. What are you gonna do now though, Crusadia? Because the haters have said that you can't go first. You're a gimmick OTK deck. And they might be a tad right, but we gotta prove them wrong and show them that Avermax is too good. And we're playing meta. We've got voiceless voice lined up. Let's see what we can do. So we're gonna start the turn with normaling Maximus, making Magius, and Special Summon Leonis. Adding the Reclusia to our hand, Regulus effect, adding Crusadia Power, linking into Equimax, Special Summoning Draco. The Draco effect getting the Maximus back to our hand, making Magius, and making Avermax, while setting 2. And let's just recap real quick how good this card is. When it's link summoned, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, and during battle, it gains the attack of its opponent, so you're not going to beat over it, and you can't target it. Plus, we got a nice little Imperm and Crusadia Power to back it up. He does have this evenly, though. Gonna force out the power. Powering our Avermax, making him unaffected. He's chilling this turn. Starts with Special Summoning Fenrir and activating Barrier of the Voiceless Voice. adding the low, and uh-oh, he is into low. That's not good. Low, adding the trap, and prosperitying for 3. 1, 2, 3. Pre-pepper rights. He couldn't have drawn it up any better. Adding the Skull Guardian and the ritual spell. Special summoning the Skull Guardian. Low effect in the grave. Special summon her back. Uh-oh. Activating the trap and getting a lot more cards into his hand, letting him go into 2 ritual monsters here. He's going to special summon the Sarvoris Ritual and the Sarvoris normal monster. Not normal, just regular effect. Special summoning a normal monster could have been crazy though. We're going to Kaiju here. He activated the trap, and he has 3 rituals in his hand. Holy crap. Let's get rid of this low. She's very scary, and I hope he has no way to get back into her. Oh wait, he does. I forgot. Here's low. Low again, setting his second barrier, and we're ritual summoning back into another Skull Guardian. And this Skull Guardian, remember this 4100 Skull Guardian though, cannot beat over Avermax because of his effect. He's doing some more here. Another ritual, and he thinks he has game. Tries to beat over Avermax, but you're the one taking 3,000, buddy. Sorry. He still has a lot on his board though. Definitely scary. Right here, we're just gonna chill, go into battle, get in for 3,000, and before we can end our turn, he's going to activate the trap, adding the card to his hand, and now it's his turn, his last turn, if he doesn't change up his strategy, which he really could. He could probably win this, but it's fine. Special summons low, prospering for 3 again, and has to go in for Herald. That's fine. Low effect, setting his 3rd barrier of the Voiceless Voice. You don't need this many. You do not need timeout. 5 back row, 4 and 5 in hand. You have 14 cards in play right now, bro. You can't get over my 1 Avermax? 14 cards to beat this one guy? Come on. It's embarrassing. And all he can do is set everyone to defense. Lightning Storm, not going to do much, but we can Kaiju Slumber to bait out the negate, and now we have game. Leonis making it so that Avermax is going to do piercing. Yeah, get rid of it all you want, sure. Fenrir, get it away. We are going to go into battle. Sure, activate that effect. Get rid of my Lightning Storm. I am getting in for 3,100 piercing, and that is the game. Holy crap. 1 Avermax takes on 5, 4, 6, every single card this guy could throw at him on a meta deck that was very well represented at the most recent list. Okay, not very well represented, but after Fire King was the meta contender, and it couldn't get over 1 Avermax. Crusadia Mech Knight Avermax OP. Yes sirree. I don't know what I just said. Don't listen to that. So to recap, Crusadias were a really fun, I wouldn't even call it gimmick reliant deck, but playing an OTK and a singular card that your opponent just camped out is pretty funny either way. Probably not the best strategy actually, because it's too reliant on doing the one specific thing that it wants to do, but it does do it really well. So I'd recommend it, but it isn't actually meta over Voiceless Voice. Just a good win for the deck. But that's it for me. Let me know if you have any suggestions for decks I should play later down in the alphabet. And other than that, have a great day, everybody.